Peace and blessings. Welcome back. Today we're talking about Virgo. This video will help you if you're a Virgo sun, Virgo moon, Virgo ascendant. You have a stellium in Virgo, lots of planets in Virgo, things like that, right? Remember, we're all signs though, okay? Certain transit happens in your life, you may play out these Virgo energies more and more. Right? Starting out, probably the most important thing. Virgo represents your abdomen area, your stomach, your intestines area. That's where the Virgo energy sits, right? Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which is a planet of thoughts, communications, quick things. It's the fastest planet. Mercury has a lot to do with the mind, okay? And Mercury rules Virgo. So Virgo rules a lot of the aspects of the mind. Virgos understand the mind very, very well. They understand the stomach, the intestines very, very well, right? Virgo's an earth sign. Virgos are more accustomed to the earthly realm, earthly things, right? But they take the earth energy, which is growing things, grounding, right? Being stable, being secure, being permanent, but they take that energy and they filter it through their mind, through their information, through their thoughts, also through their gut. Right? When you understand what the gut and what the intestines, with the pancreas, all the organs in the stomach, what they're doing is taking the good, right, from what you eat, and they take the good and they leave out the bad, right? The good things you eat, transform into the cells of your body and things like that, right? I'm not a biologist, but, right, you take the food for energy, right? And the bad parts, the parts your body can't use, your body gets rid of, right? And Virgos play that energy out in their mind. They're always thinking about, how can I use this? What can I do with this? Right? How can this better me? Is this a good thought? Is this a bad thought? Is this a good thing? How can I make this better? Right? Same way a chef would say, oh, how can I make this food better? Virgos play that energy with their mind, with their communication, with their words. Because it's ruled by Mercury. How can we think better? A lot of Virgos can get caught in their mind and things like that, right? Get caught on Mercury just because in this fractal universe, right, there's always more thoughts. You get what I'm saying? There's always more information in this infinite universe, right? There's always going to be more and more and more to know and learn and do. You get what I'm saying? Virgos are always analyzing their reality, right? They may analyze your words, right? Depending on what planets in Virgo, things like that, right? They're analyzing something about themselves or something about others, right? Something about the environment. They're always analyzing and trying to perfect. Is this a better way to do it, right? Will this produce more results? Will this bear better fruits, right? And they can become critical, but in its pure essence, right, it's a good energy. You can always analyze and think critically about, everything, right, in this infinite universe, right? You ate this today, right? You could have ate something better, maybe. Right? Maybe if you let this thing cook for another minute, it would have turned out better, or 30 seconds, it would have turned out better, right? This gets into that perfection energy, right? Very, high quality chef, right? High prestigious chef is going to know the exact second to take something out, right? That's that analytical nature. Someone less involved in that may just say, oh, this time is good enough, right? We don't need to add another 5 minutes or another minute or another 10 seconds. It gets down to the details with Virgos. They may actually plan out everything to the detail. You get what I'm saying? They're very, very detail oriented, right? Now, someone just starting out going to the gym and just say, I'm going to go to the gym, do this, right? A Virgo's going to say, oh, it's actually better to do it at this time. They're going to analyze the whole situation. It's better to leave at this time. Right, it's better to do this. It's better to eat this then. You get what I'm saying? For maximum results, right? And there's all kind of studies on this. You get what I'm saying? A lot of the studies and the things people go to school for, it's like a Virgo energy. They want to know the exact details down to the T. You get what I'm saying? On how to make things better, how to do something in the best way. And this is the energy that's naturally in our abdomen, naturally in our stomach, right? We don't have to, think really. Like the average person doesn't have to think about every single thing they eat, right? Their body just want to take it all. Here's the good stuff, here's the bad stuff. You get what I'm saying? Virgos will try to maximize it. You get what I'm saying? Even just healthy people, right? They're gonna try to maximize your health, right? Maximize your life, maximize your finances, maybe maximize your relationships, maybe try to maximize your children. You get what I'm saying? Plan out a whole bunch of things for them, right? They take this energy and they put it everywhere in the world. You get what I'm saying? Everywhere in their world. All right, the symbol of Virgo is actually a woman, okay? If you look at the sky, the way the ancient astrologers drew it, right? There's a woman made out of stars. There's a woman made out of stars in the sky. It's very, very important, okay? There's not too many actual astrological symbols represented by people, right? Aries the ram, Taurus the bull, Gemini's people, right? Gemini's the twins, okay? The first people, right? Cancer, crab, right? Leo, sun, right? Lion. Virgo is a woman, okay? We get back to the people, right? Aquarius is also a man. You get what I'm saying? Sagittarius, half man, right? Half horse, half person. You get what I'm saying? So only 4 signs out the 12 sign zodiac is a person. You get what I'm saying? People say, oh, Fucus is a person if you want to count that. But this higher nature, okay, this is a human nature, right? Because we're using our human brain. You get what I'm saying? Mercury represents like the mind, the brain, right? We're using our human stomach. You get what I'm saying? The things we eat, you know, other animals can't even eat. The things we think about, some animals can't even think about, right? So this Virgo symbol of a woman is really perfect to represent the way of life of Virgo represents and lives. So the higher mind, right? The higher stomach energy, abdomen energy, the higher mind, the Mercury energy, right? It's supposed to represent and be around and kind of, you know, get involved in this energy of this woman made out of stars, right? This perfect woman, right? A lot of astrologers will say this is like Jesus's mother, you know what I'm saying? God's mother, right? The sun, God, right? Virgo's God's mother, right? In some realities, you get what I'm saying? So the higher mind will understand, right? The higher woman, the higher feminine energy. So women get pregnant, of course, right? They get the big stomach energy, you know what I'm saying? Carrying the baby and things like that, right? Stomach energy is very, very important, right? Stomach energy is very, very important, right? What you eat kind of determines a lot of your energy. Not even kind of, you know, what you eat determines a lot of your energy. What you think about also determines a lot of your energy. Virgos understand this, right? More wicked Virgos understand this. I gotta eat right. I gotta think right. I'll be able to manifest more clearly, more powerfully. I'll be more aligned with my higher purpose, my higher self, with God, right? Not just thinking about what a dog would think about. I'm not just thinking about, you get what I'm saying, what a fish would think about. I'm not just thinking about what an ant would think about. I'm thinking about what a man, what a woman. Okay, I'm very simple. I know you may identify yourself differently, right? But I'm thinking about, right? Eventually it gets down to what God is thinking about, what a lower God would think about, right? There's the Most High God, there's us, what we would think about, what we should eat. Right, we shouldn't eat what pigs eat. You know what I'm saying? Virgos understand this energy, right? We shouldn't do these certain things because we're better people. We're more perfect people. You know what I'm saying? We're more practical people. We're more stable people. We're more secure people. We're more grounded people. Right? We're more enlightened people, right? There's a woman made out of stars and all this stuff. You get what I'm saying? Don't Virgo hypes that shit up. That shit hype is, there's a woman made out of stars, okay? If you believe in evolution, you know, it kind of throws a rock at that evolution thing, right? Because people weren't always here. You know, if you believe scientists, right? But there's a woman literally in the sky made out of stars. There's multiple people in the stars, even before there were people, right? If you believe science. You know what I'm saying? This is another video, but you're trying to embody that energy, okay? You know, think about the opposite, right? Virgo is this woman made out of stars, right? That's what you should think about. That's how you should treat people. That's how you should treat yourself. What would she eat? What would she do? How would she think? How would she feel? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you got moon in Virgo and stuff like that. How would she feel? Right? When your mind is bad, because again, Virgo is one of the 2 mind signs, right? You're trying to, you know, better your mind, have a clearer mind, right? Focus on Gemini and Virgo, right? These are the Mercury signs. You should be thinking about this golden woman made out of stars, right? God's mom, you know what I'm saying? And not the woman made out of trash. Okay? You know what I'm saying? For lack of a better term. Focus on the woman made out of stars. Not the woman made out of trash. You get what I'm saying? Not the woman made out of sin. Not the woman made out of lust. Not the woman made out of desire. Not the woman made out of, you get what I'm saying, fear. Not the woman made out of, right, negativity. Right? Not the woman made out of, you feel me? BS, right? Focus on a woman made out of stars. Focus on the man made out of stars, not the man made out of trash. You get what I'm saying? Not the man made out of bullshit, not the man made out of self-destructive energies. You feel me? Focus on, oh, I'm made out of stars anyway, right? This lower nature, this lower animal nature, right? Because even Virgos have a lower self, but they're not represented by an animal, right? Maybe they practice shamanism or something. They're represented by a person already, so they're closer to that higher energy, that higher mind energy already. The things, you know, Virgos lack or may have to learn how to do, you get what I'm saying, depending on the rest of their chart and the rest of their planets and things like that, how they were brought up, right? Thought isn't everything. You know, there's feelings too, right? You can't think your way out of everything. You get what I'm saying? You can think about a lot of good stuff, a lot of positive stuff. There's nothing wrong with the mind, the brain, your thoughts, right? You can think about a way to make $1 million. You can think about a way to put your children in a better school. You can think about a way to get a bigger house. You can think about money, all the good stuff. Think about how to be healthier, how to make your time, you know, spend your time better, right? You can think about all kind of good stuff, right? There's also feelings. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to feel your way through things. Sometimes it's better to focus on your feelings. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes your feelings will bring you the answer. Sometimes God will speak through your feelings and not your thoughts. You know, sometimes your thoughts will be your own. You get what I'm saying? There's a difference between our feelings and our thoughts, right? We can be thinking a certain way, and our emotions, our feelings is trying to do everything to destroy, right? Or we could be thinking a certain way, and our emotions and our feelings are backing it 100%. My advice to the Virgos would be to focus to be in a better emotional state, right? Your opposite Pisces, which is the water sign, emotional sign. So you guys, you know, have this opposition to emotions, to water. You get what I'm saying? Because you think and analyze and communicate, you know, and try to be practical a lot of times, right? Emotions are very practical though. You know, understand we're born like this. We're born with emotions. You feel me? Sometimes the first thing a baby do is gonna cry. Emotions are very, very natural. May not be natural to a Virgo. They may have to work on this. But realize once you are in a good emotional state, right? You are feeling good. You're feeling loved. You're feeling happy. You're feeling joyful. You're feeling blessed, right? You're feeling positive, right? You're feeling like you can make it out of your situation. You're feeling like you can make your situation better. You know what I'm saying? Your thoughts will also become better. You'll be able to think more clearly. You'll be able to communicate more clearly. You'll be able to communicate and think about better things you haven't thought about before. You get what I'm saying? Again, it's an infinite universe. We have not thought about every single thing. We have not felt every single thing. Don't ever think you felt everything. Like, you have all the world has to offer. Like, no one does. You get what I'm saying? That was a trick with the devil. Like, no one has all what the world has to offer besides God. Like, that's why we go through experiences, we go through time, we learn, we evolve, we grow. We can make it to like 100 years old, you know what I'm saying? We having new experiences, new feelings, new thoughts every day. You know, Virgo in his negative state might just throw their emotions under the bus. You get what I'm saying? Your emotions are also guiding you, not just your thoughts. You be in a good emotional state. You may meet someone who could help you. You get what I'm saying? You may do something that you wouldn't normally do that's really beneficial. You get what I'm saying? That emotional energy, you know, is just something that Virgos lack, right? Because Pisces is their opposite. You know, Pisces understand empathy very well. They understand a lot of emotions. You get what I'm saying? Pisces is like the last sign. It's like that deep ocean, that deep emotional stuff. Like, they'll be feeling stuff from other people. You know, empaths understand that. I understand that just because I've been working on myself for a very, very long time, right? But as an earth sign, born as an earth sign, right? When I was younger, I didn't understand this at all. You get what I'm saying? Pisces might be crying and stuff for other people. That's something Virgos, like, a lot of Virgos just not going to understand, you know? They be feeling other people's pain sometimes, right? They may feel other people's happiness sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But they may not consider other people's emotions, right? In their grand scheme, grand plan, they done planned out big old Excel sheets and 30 fucking lists and all that shit. They don't add other people's emotions into that list, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's hard to analyze other people's emotions, right? How are you going to analyze someone's emotions, right? A lot of people wear masks, right? The Gemini. A lot of people, you know, just fake. A lot of people hide their true selves. You get what I'm saying? A lot of times it's not even good to analyze your emotions, you know. In my experience, it's better to live in them, you know. But you can still analyze it at the same time. You can still think about it. You can still observe yourself, right? This analyzation energy This Virgo energy is really an observer energy. They can observe the world. They observe the whole world a lot of times. They say, hey, the whole world can do this, 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 and this better. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of them don't know the whole world, don't have the power to do it, don't have the money to do it. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the higher Virgo ideas are actually right. You know, they can make other people's ideas better. You know what I'm saying? They can fine tune it and tweak it. Make better schedules, you get what I'm saying? Make longer term plans, right? And they're really better at doing that than the other earth signs, right? Cardinal earth signs gonna keep making new plans all the time. You get what I'm saying? New ways to do it, right? The mutable earth sign is gonna be changing something that's already there. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna change something that's already there. Something that's already made, change a tradition or something like that. You get what I'm saying? Just know most other people don't have that same mental capacity as you do. You know, like thoughts require energy. Okay, a lot of people don't understand that. Maybe that's not scientific. I don't fucking know. My opinion, you're not gonna change my mind. Thoughts require energy. It takes a lot of energy to think. So some people just don't want to put that much energy, that much time into fine tuning things, perfecting things, the small details. You get what I'm saying? Like we really all live in our different worlds. You get what I'm saying? That's like the Virgo's main thing. You know what I'm saying? That's their modum apparatus, you get what I'm saying? That's their way of living, right? Most other people aren't living that way. And Virgos can become, you know, just like rude, you know, because they think they're like helping. A lot of Virgos think they be helping. But again, because they're opposite the emotional sign, a lot of times they could just be fucking up the vibe. They think you gotta do this is the plan, this the sheet, this the spreadsheet, this the PowerPoint, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? This the list, this what I was thinking about, you know what I'm saying? This what you said, this what you communicated, so here, I did this and this and this. And like, only like 1% of that shit may be usable or something, you get what I'm saying? Or like, the person may not want to use that shit at all, you know? So it's like, it's cool to be that analytical, to, you know, have a lot of your energy in your mind, you get what I'm saying? Explore your full self, your whole body, you know what I'm saying? Just because you guys are a communicative sign, right? Mercury is a communicative sign, you know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys will communicate that shit, you know? And like, if someone asks for it, you know, it's one thing, or if you're getting paid to do it, is one thing, right? But you guys have that energy 24/7, right? Sometimes your friends don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, kind of picked at, like, hey, you're doing this wrong, hey, you can do this better, hey, we really need to do this, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of critiquing them, you know? A lot of your friends, a lot of your lovers, you know what I'm saying? A lot of your kids, a lot of your partners, a lot of your parents, you know what I'm saying? Not gonna want to be critiqued every conversation. Some conversations should just be about fun, you know what I'm saying? Because Mercury rules Virgo. You gotta understand, Mercury could be in any sign though. Some people got Mercury in Aries, some people got Mercury in Taurus, some people got Mercury in Gemini, some people got Mercury in Cancer, some people got Mercury in Leo. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes people just want to have fun, right? You guys are square Sagittarius, right? A lot of Sagittarius energy is just trying to have fun. You know, they're thrill seekers. They want to see a whole lot of fire in different places. You know, you guys are square Sagittarius, so you guys rarely communicate about like Sagittarian things, right? Yeah, unless you have like Mercury and Sagittarius. You know, it could play out anyway. I'm just speaking on it in general, right? If you want a deeper reading, right, you can email me. But Virgo is square Sagittarius, so that analytical mind, right, that can make you healthier, that can help your business out. You get what I'm saying? It's hard to put that energy in a, hey, we having fun, hey, we at a party. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably be at parties talking about like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not so much fun shit. Like, oh, remember this happened? And like, damn, you still doing that shit? Or you still ain't going to the gym? You know what I'm saying? You still eating this fucked up ass food? You still in that bullshit ass job? You know what I'm saying? Or damn, you still ain't read that book I told you? You still ain't watch that movie? You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be like, let's just get lit. Let's have fun, right? Sagittarius energy, right? Let's be expressive in our fire, our passions, our creativity. You get what I'm saying? Virgo's gonna say, oh, this is the creativity. That's cool, but it'd probably be better if it was like this. And a lot of times it'd be right, right? Like, you can perfect it, like, you know? A lot of people don't be trying to hear that shit though, because again, it be their energy, it be their creation, right? It's all okay, fine, good. You're analyzing, you're critiquing yourself. That'll never be a problem. You get what I'm saying? Unless you got an overactive mind or something. That's usually not a problem though, right? It gets into the point where you're critiquing other people, and just depending on you guys are agreeable or not, you guys are friends or not, you guys are business partners or not, you guys are lovers or not, it may come into like too much. You get what I'm saying? Because Mercury moves fast. It's the fastest planet. Most people don't move as fast as you. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't think as much as you. Most people don't probably communicate as much as you. Most people don't have as much to say as you. A lot of times, right? And this is a good energy. Again, there's nothing wrong with this energy in its pure state. It's just how you're perceived by people. Other people are focused on different things. It'd be good to focus on the heart chakra. Of course, this is the balance. This is how we all connect, right? In the heart chakra, right? It's good to focus on the stomach chakra, is the abdomen, right? Good to be focused on, the mental space, right? Crown, third eye, just the mental space chakras in general. You get what I'm saying? The throat chakra as well, right? It's communication, right? Again, it's the whole full body. You got to work on yourself. Ain't no shortcuts. You get what I'm saying? But again, because y'all rule communication, y'all usually have very, very good throat chakras, right? Just add some emotional substance. You get what I'm saying? You may communicate in a very dry way, right? You're an earth sign and you're a communicative earth sign. So it's going to come off dry, right? A lot of Virgos may have dry humor. It's going to come off dry. You guys opposite water sign. You guys square fire sign. You get what I'm saying? So add more passion and creativity, more fire to your communication. It probably come off better. Again, you squared though. You really gotta master this energy. It will come off better though once you learn how to connect with a whole group of people. You get what I'm saying? Hundreds and thousands of people. It don't matter what zodiac sign you is. I'm connecting with thousands of people. You get what I'm saying? Add more fire to your speech, to your analyzing, like, oh, this is how to make it perfect, but to make it fire is a different thing. You know what I'm saying? To make it emotional is a different thing, right? You may make a perfect movie as a Virgo, perfect shots, perfect scenes, perfect script, right? You guys communicate, you probably write a good ass script and shit, right? It may lack emotional depth. You opposite Pisces. So add some emotional depth, right? This is energy you guys are lacking, so when you add it, you're more likely to be well-rounded. You get what I'm saying? Add some emotional depth to it. Add some fiery passion. You get what I'm saying? Some wild shit. Because you guys are analytical and like smart. You get what I'm saying? Most of y'all, right? Mercury based, right? Add some fire to it. Add some water to it. Now you're more well-rounded. Now people are more likely to take your criticism. Now people can connect with what you're saying more, how you view things. You get what I'm saying? How you think about things. They'll be able to connect to it more, right? Make it relatable. Talk to the new Virgos, right? Most people aren't Virgos. Most people aren't Earth signs. You get what I'm saying? But again, just as humans, we all connect with each other, right? But if someone's not understanding you, you get what I'm saying? Or you got a Virgo partner, Virgo kid, you're not understanding them. It's just understand they're like a dry, right? It's like hot and dry, right? Because Virgo's like the summer. You know what I'm saying? Like the end of the summer. It's like a hot, dry energy. You feel me? And sometimes that's good, right? Get out of the shower, you want to be hot and dry. You feel me? Dry yourself off, you hot. You feel me? Sometimes it can play out good, right? Or you going on a hike, right? I like a nice, hot, dry hike. You get what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be stepping in no mud. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes water's bad. I ain't trying to be stepping in no mud, no puddles. You know what I'm saying? It's just, in general, you have to understand your mind and go to these places it hasn't been yet to help you relate to maybe your partner or to your kids or to your customers. You get what I'm saying? It's better ways to be perceived, right? You're perceived naturally in your highest self as a person made out of stars, right? You can still be dry though. You know what I'm saying? You can still, right, be too analytical sometimes. You get what I'm saying? You can still be rude sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Just like the sun, sometimes it's too hot, right? Still, we all have our flaws, right? A lot of times, you should take that energy and focus on your own flaws. A lot of the lower Virgos take that energy, even though they still haven't worked on themselves, and are critiquing other people's flaws, right? That's the thing. Like, most people don't want to talk about their flaws. That's just the truth of it. Especially in this generation, you feel me? People want to be perceived as perfect. People want to hide the flaws. You know what I'm saying? People getting surgeries, makeup, all kinds of stuff. People want to hide that version of themselves they don't like. They flawed version. The version of them that's not really doing better. You get what I'm saying? But that Virgo energy is all about like, hey, you flawed, let's be better. That's the real Virgo energy. Like, shit's fucked up, let's make it better. But again, a lot of times you'll put that energy on something most people don't even view as fucked up in the first place. Most people don't even view as wrong in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So be careful where you put in your energy. Really, ultimately, a lot of your energy is for you. You get what I'm saying? A lot of your energy, most of your energy should be for you, right? Especially you single, especially you ain't got no kids. You know, it should be for you, especially you just starting out your journey. You just starting out your career. A lot of that energy is for you. You're supposed to be analyzing yourself for real. Or, you know what I'm saying, it won't hurt to analyze something that don't have a soul. You get what I'm saying? But people don't like their soul being analyzed. You know what I'm saying? People don't like their heart being analyzed. But you still may know the truth, right? You can use this energy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand how to transform your own energy to even better you, right? So maybe this person doesn't want to hear what you have to say, what you're communicating about. But you can still take that energy and turn into a positive for yourself. You know what you're looking for. You know what you want out of life. You know what you desire. You know what you're here for. You know what I'm saying? You understand mostly everyone's flawed, right? Governments be flawed. Churches be flawed. Religious groups be flawed. Flaws left and right. You know what I'm saying? And you may know how really to make these things better, right? That's that Virgo energy. But there's other people who know how to make people's emotions better. There's other people who know how to make people's creativity better. You know what I'm saying? There's people who know how to make people's communication better. You know, there's a lot of different skills in the world, right? Focus on your own skills. You guys have the capability to become very, very skilled at something, perfect a lot of skills. Okay, you take this Virgo energy, you put it on skills, it's flawless. You get what I'm saying? You're just gonna become a better craftsman, right? Better surgeon, a better artist, better doctor, better football player, sports player. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna become a better, you're gonna be able to make your income better and stuff like that, right? Make your hobbies better, right? But you put this energy on a person, the right person will take this energy for what it is, and they'll listen to you. You commune sign, right? 9 times out of 10, this energy God put in, we supposed to listen to y'all for real, right? The right person will listen to y'all. The wrong person won't, though, right? The right person will understand you just giving advice. Someone else may say, like, you're a critic. You know what I'm saying? Someone else may say, you give me advice, but you not even doing it, right? So don't get stuck in the communication. Get stuck in the doing. You get what I'm saying? Because that's proof for everyone. Get stuck in the skills. That's proof for everyone. Get stuck in the practice. You know what I'm saying? That's proof for everyone. Like, you've been doing this 20 years. You know what you're talking about. I know you know what perfection is because you got proof of it, right? When the proof is just you, a lot of people won't take it good. Like, they didn't take Jesus good. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm perfect. No. You want to have, like, some backing, right? You made a perfect business. You made perfect art. You know what I'm saying? You got a championship ring. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff, right? Got trophies. All like, it's proof of it, right? And you can add this proof to your body, right? Maybe into yourself, right? Maybe you're focused on working out, right? You 400 pounds. That's the proof right there. You bodybuilder on the cover mag. That's proof right there. You know what I'm saying? But when you're just speaking, you're starting out, you don't have no proof of these things. People don't believe your mind for real. People may not understand the Virgo energy for real. Right? People may take it as like it's too harsh or something. Right? But you have backing, you have proof, you have years of experience. You got the diploma, the resume, the proof. You get what I'm saying? The backing. Right? The reviews. You get what I'm saying? It's more likely to play out good. You can show them because you earth signs, physical proof. Right? You bring people physical, earthly proof of what you communicating about, what your mind thinking on, and it's from you. You know what I'm saying? It'll play out better. Maybe it's for someone else, right? If it's from another source, it may play out better too, right? But the proof from you is more important, right? Virgo is also square Gemini, which is the other communicative Mercury sign. So you a communicative You a communicative mercurial sign that's square a communicative mercurial sign. And that's just speech as a human. You can say all the right things and people will still say you're wrong. You gotta understand and not let that bother you as an earth sign, as a person, period, but especially as a Virgo, as a Gemini. So Mercury is square itself. Okay, and that's just communication, that's thoughts. Sometimes we have bad thoughts. Sometimes we're not thinking about the woman made out of stars, we're thinking about the woman made out of trash. Sometimes we're not thinking about the job made out of stars, we're thinking about the job made out of trash. Sometimes we're not thinking about the kids made out of stars, we thinking about, damn, I don't want to have kids with this trash. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start thinking better, right? And understand, right? The stars, they'll help us, right? Mercury is square, Mercury, right? Virgo is square, Gemini, right? And this is what Geminis understand and Virgos don't. Because you guys so analytical, you focused on perfection a lot of times, focused on the small details, focused on refining things, right? That's usually one way, right? We made one plan for perfection. This is what we gotta do. We gotta fix this one thing. We gotta do this one thing. Maybe it's a whole long list of things, but we gotta do this first, do this. It's one way. You know what I'm saying? This is the list, right? Even if it's 10 things on the list, right? This is the list, though. It's the one thing, right? Geminis are okay with two things being true at the same time. Virgos have issues with two things being true at the same time. It's like that hypocritical nature. It's not really hypocritical, though. In my opinion, it's just the truth of the world, right? I really ain't trying to go there, but this is what it is, right? Like, having kids is good, right? I think most people would agree having kids is good, right? I feel like that's a true statement. And its purest energy, that's supposed to be a true statement. Having kids is good. That's true for plants, other animals, humans. That's true for every fucking thing. Dog, having kids is good. It's natural, right? Sometimes you're not ready to have kids. Sometimes you don't have the resources to have kids. Sometimes the kid came out in a bad way, bad parents. You get what I'm saying? That's like Gemini understand that. Both things are true. No, you should not have that kid. Right? But also, yeah, you should have a kid. You know what I'm saying? Or like, hey, you should have a job, right? Most people, that's true. You need money, you gotta pay your bills, you need food. You know what I'm saying? You don't wanna be a bum. That's true, right? Gemini understand, that Gemini nature understand, this job don't care about you, you just a number, you really damn near a slave, you get what I'm saying? You working for some bullshit money they making anyway. People would get confused on making money, like, no, there's people who really make money with ink and paper and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't really making the money, we are earning the money. You know what I'm saying? All the, like, Gemini understand, like, it's two sides to a lot of shit. Virgos won't understand, like, you gotta watch out for, like, traps and shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, Virgo won't understand, like, yeah, you take this advice, that's perfect. Another motherfucker might come steal it or something. Somebody might take credit for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard Virgo understand that. They'll make contracts and all that shit, but, like, you really gotta just, like, understand, right? Most people have blind spots. You get what I'm saying? Even like Google be getting hacked and shit. Even the federal government be getting hacked and shit. Like, everything has a blind spot. Like, Gemini understand that. Like, you think you doing this and it's so good. Like, the same people who hack the government and shit. Like, niggas will hack your shit. Niggas will take your shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's usually not that deep, but it can be. You feel me? Yeah, you got square Gemini. Geminis can bounce thoughts back and forth with themselves, right? Because the twins, they can have different opinions, different thoughts to themselves, and how they thoughts got thoughts and shit. You know what I'm saying? But Virgo wants to, like, share the thoughts with other people. They're more likely to share thoughts with other people again, because this is the nature of a communicative earth. Or for phones and shit like that, we had to travel to communicate. You get what I'm saying? The earth wants to spread like a vine or something. You get what I'm saying? It wants to spread. But Virgos don't understand, right? Like a vine, sometimes you can't spread right here. You get what I'm saying? Maybe it's a house right here. Maybe it's a bank right here. Maybe it's a building right here. Right? This vine want to keep spreading. It might hit a wall. Now it's trying to go up the vine and talking about it's still perfect and shit. It's like, no, I don't want no fucking vines on my house. Like, this ain't perfect. You get what I'm saying? That's like the best analogy I come up with off the top of my head. I probably should have thought of something before I recorded, but that's like that Virgo energy. Is like a vine. Wants to spread, want to communicate. Right, in the jungle, vines cool as fuck, right? Going a trip to the jungle. You know what I'm saying? Going a hiking trip in the jungle, shit. All these vines cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand. Sometimes they be choking the trees and shit, though. Sometimes they be killing the grass and shit, though. Talking about it's perfect and shit. Got vines all in your house and shit. Got to cut that shit down. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing, too, right? Virgos are sextile, Cancer, and Scorpio. All right, the sextiles and trines are typically more positive energy, right? Squares and oppositions are typically harder energy. I should say easier. It's really, it can be positive, but it's usually just easier energy, right? So you guys can take this energy you have, right, this Virgo energy, and it plays better at home. You got sextile Cancer, right? Cancer represents the home. It plays better at home, right? Your partner used to dealing with it, right? Maybe you older than me and shit. Your partner used to dealing with it. Your kids gonna be used to dealing with it. Your grandparents gonna be used to dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? It's your home. It's your house. You know what I'm saying? It plays better at home, right? You can analyze and try to make your house perfect. That's cool. Suited for you, you know, suitable for you. That's okay, right? But emotions don't just live in the house. You get what I'm saying? This is that Pisces. Pisces like global emotions, right? Your emotions in your house ain't the emotions when you're on the street. Ain't the emotions when you're in another country. Ain't your emotions when you're on a plane. You know what I'm saying? Ain't your emotions probably when you at a friend house or something, right? It's different energies. You know what I'm saying? Pisces understand this and they can play it out much better, right? But you guys, you know, your home, safe emotions, you working on your emotions, your home's a safe place to start. Typically, you get what I'm saying? You guys also sextile Scorpio, right? Fixed emotions, right? You just starting out, right? You just starting your spiritual journey. You just starting your astrological journey, right? It's okay, right? Write down a list of emotions. You feel me? You can analyze your emotions. Write down the emotions you want. It can play out at home. It can play out in your own fixed way, right? This is easy for you. This is the easier energy, right? Shouldn't take you too long to do this, right? But you guys are opposite the Pisces emotions, right? Which is the emotions that's not fixed, the emotions that's not in the house. You feel me? The like majority of the emotions, you feel me? Like maybe you spend a lot of time at your house, it can play out good, right? But a Pisces is like still the same person, whether they at home, whether they in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's like a global thing. Like everyone kind of knows who they are, looks at them a certain way. A Virgo at home may not be the same Virgo at work, right? A Virgo at home may not be the same Virgo on the street and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's y'all opposite Pisces, right? Virgo at home may not be the same Virgo on the internet. You get what I'm saying? Virgo, sextile, Scorpio, you know, Scorpio, sexy sign, you get what I'm saying? So there's going to be people who relate to your emotional nature. You know what I'm saying? Again, some people just aren't emotional at all. You feel me? There's going to be people who relate and connect with your emotional nature. Or there's some people who are very emotional. Maybe they can bring more emotions out of you. You just got to find those right people. You really should be comfortable expressing your emotions, right? It's because you opposite Pisces, it plays this out. But you sextile, 2 water signs. So you can find people that makes you feel like they're home. You know what I'm saying? We got family. We got friends who we consider family, stuff like that, right? Partners, stuff like that, right? There's people you can be comfortable expressing your emotional state with. Not just your mind. You know, if your mind is getting too crowded, stuff like that, right? You should be comfortable expressing your emotions. You get what I'm saying? It'll play out easier for you. You know, you do have a close person, someone you knew for years. You could really talk about some deep stuff. You get what I'm saying? Deep, like Scorpio deep. You know, Scorpio deep is usually on themselves, fixed on themselves. You get what I'm saying? What you've been through, what you did to get there. You know what I'm saying? What you did to become who you are. You get what I'm saying? It just gets bad for you, right? When you're trying to tell other people how they should feel, their emotions. You get what I'm saying? You can never really tell someone how to feel. You can tell them what to do. You get them suggestions. You get what I'm saying? You get them opinions. But you can't force an emotional state. You can't even really force an emotional state from yourself, right? Just being a mental sign. That's how like drug addicts, they're trying to force a mental and emotional state. They're trying to force an emotional state. Trying to force a feeling. You know what I'm saying? You can never force a feeling, don't matter what you do. You guys, of course, trying the earth signs, right? Capricorn and Taurus. So a lot of Virgos actually are pretty good with money, right? Just because they think a lot about it, right? Taurus is all about money and the finer things, senses. You get what I'm saying? Taste, touch, smell, right? They want to smell good. They want to eat good. You get what I'm saying? They want to look good. They want to feel good. You know what I'm saying? Virgos play this energy out very, very well. Okay, you are Virgo. You want to activate that trine energy. You know, focus more on the senses, right? Your mind is not your only sense. Your communication is not your only sense. You know, your stomach is not your only sense. You get what I'm saying? You got your hands, you can be more hands-on. You get what I'm saying? You don't gotta be in your mind all the time. You can be more hands-on. It'll be easy and natural for you. You're also trine Capricorn, okay? The 10th house energy, right? How a lot of times we're seen, right? The things we want to be seen for. Okay, you guys can be very, very good at business, right? Depending on the rest of your chart, maybe art, you get what I'm saying? Like a tattoo artist, like the way you guys analyze and think and want to perfect and focus on the small details, right? That energy you'd be really good as a surgeon, right? As a tattoo artist, don't want to mess up any line, right? Trying to perfect things, you get what I'm saying? Most other jobs though, most other jobs don't be like that nitpicky, you get what I'm saying? But you can take this energy into anything and make it better for sure. So I wouldn't be so scared of, you know, speaking up, right? You guys are a community sign, right? Speaking up, being seen, you know what I'm saying? Broadcasting things, you get what I'm saying? That'll help your Virgo energy because people will be able to connect more with your mind, right? Especially over like the internet and things like that, right? It's a communicative tool that helps your mutable earthly nature spread in a positive way, right? Not like a vine. Now it can spread, and whoever wants to see it can look at it. Whoever wants to share it can share. Whoever wants to comment, interact with you, communicate with you can do it, right? But you're not, you know what I'm saying, underground ripping up pipes and shit trying to spread this mutable earth. You know what I'm saying? They got big ass vines into your house, cost fucking thousands of dollars to get rid of and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now you ain't got these big ass vines covering your building and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now it's not like weeds, right? Earth can spread in the form of like seeds. Now it's like weeds popping up in your yard and shit. Now it's like, nah, we spreading this in a good way, right? We gonna go make a botanical garden or something. Now we can spread our earthly nature in a good way, a positive way. We analyzed, we thought about it. Oh, this is the best way to spread this shit. That'd be very, very good energy for you, you know. You can always make new things, right? You guys are trying, the earth signs, right? It's always okay to not be fixated, right? Sometimes you gotta renew your mind, get a new mind, right? Capricorn energy can help you do that. You know what I'm saying? The thing you wanna do in life, your purpose, your passion, right? If you get stuck, you get stuck in your mind, you know what I'm saying? You get stuck thinking there's no way out. You get stuck thinking I can never do this, shit like that. Right, that Capricorn energy can help make new ideas because Cardinal is all about new earth. You get what I'm saying? So you guys have very, very good access to the earth energy. Very good access to the water energy. Besides Pisces, this Virgo energy is lacking air and fire, okay? That air energy gets balanced out because you guys are ruled by Mercury. You know what I'm saying? The air is good. You actually are like one of the heads of the communicative energy, right? Air isn't all about communication, right? So you guys really are weakest at fire energy, in my opinion, right? Because a lot of times opposites can play out, opposites attract. You know what I'm saying? Virgos and Pisces can really be real cool with each other, right? But you guys have no fire energy naturally in this Virgo archetype, right? At your whole chart, if you look at your whole chart, you maybe do have fire energy, but just speaking in general, right? You guys may get pissed off and mad about some shit that ain't really worth being pissed off and mad about, ain't really a conflict, because you guys have less natural understanding of the fire energy. A lot of people may bring you fire energy, you don't know what to do with it. You may not know how to handle other people's fire energy. You know, people may just get angry at you because you're mine, right? Or you may get angry at other people because of their mind. You get what I'm saying? It usually ain't like enough to get angry at just a thought. You know, you could think all kind of crazy stuff. There's people with mental illnesses and all that stuff. You get what I'm saying? Thoughts aren't really evidence. You know, thoughts aren't just proof. You know, you can't use thoughts in court. You know, thoughts have their use like everything else. This fire energy may come into your life just as people think you're being too much of a critic. You're being too much of a perfectionist. You know what I'm saying? You're not humble, right? Because you figured out a way to be perfect, even though you're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Just remember, be humble. You know, I doubt you guys have too many problems, though. Also, you know, Virgo women are perfect. You break a Virgo woman heart, we're going to have to run a fade. Okay, peace and blessings. Thank y'all for making it to the end. Hope you have a super day, a super week, a super month, a super year. We're working with our super angels. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, peace.